Get out of your head! Ladies and gentlemen, gents, gals, everybody in the audience, welcome back on in to the Blue Collar Psychiatrist. Today, we're going to talk about something that sounds a little offbeat in terms of the title, but you will come to understand how important it really is. It's called Get Out of Your Head. Now, why does this sentence and warning come to my mind? It's because in my life, on several occasions, and over 2 or 3 different therapists, I was told those exact words. Get out of your mind. What these therapists saw in me was a person who was thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking about what he should do and what he shouldn't do and the benefits of this and that and just actually being stuck in thoughts. The world is not a perfect place, and I was trying to look for a perfect solution. And there are no perfect solutions. Everything has a risk. Even doing nothing has a risk, because then you don't lead a life. So it is important to understand that you cannot exist. You can exist, but you can't really live by living in your head. Get out of your head. And as I said, I was one of the major offenders in that area. But why do people choose to live in their head? I think it's because they're afraid of tackling the world. They may not realize that, but there is fear in actually getting out, stepping out of the box, and living life, taking calculated risks, taking some chances that are well thought out. I don't approve of rushing into things, but I have seen over the course of my life, not only myself, but relatives and friends and patients, all of whom are stuck in their thoughts. They're all thinking and thinking and thinking. And it's like a cycle, a vicious cycle that never, ever stops. It's fine to think. Our brains were made to think and to feel. But the problem is, if you're stuck in your thoughts, you don't live. A friend of mine once told me that the reason that we are put on this earth is to have fun. Now, that's not the entire reason that we're here. Obviously, we have to accomplish certain things. But without fun, as I've said before, life is death. So in order to get into that world, we have to take that step forward. And we have to say, hey, I've thought about this enough. This is my best choice. And do it. And go for it. This is so important because I have seen people suffer needlessly because they're in their head. I will never forget when I was taking my psychiatric residency, I saw a man who was totally absorbed in his thoughts. And this was so incredible to me what I saw. We were on the first floor, the elevator door opened, and he put one foot as if to go into the elevator, and then he put it back again. Put the other foot in, and then took it back again. And he couldn't make up his mind for whatever reason to just get on the elevator, punch the button, and go to where he was going to go. this was unbelievable to watch this man suffer. He suffered. He had to be suffering. Because he couldn't even make up his mind and say, yes, I need to go to the elevator and go to such and such a floor. He couldn't even do that. I tell you, it just wrenched my heart to see this man suffering with the most simple decisions that we all take for granted. To punch a button, the elevator comes, you step on the elevator, you push the button of the floor you want to go to, and then the door closes and you go to the floor. He could not get past the first floor. He could not even get in the elevator, which means he could not get into life. I don't have to know him to know that this man was leading a very empty, shallow, unproductive, sad life. I will never forget that scene because you just don't see that every day. But we have to take things, when we see something like this that makes such a mark on us, we have to not only feel somewhat sad about the situation, but we have to make a pact with ourselves that we will never allow ourselves to do this kind of thing. Now, obviously, that's an exaggerated situation, but it did happen. I'm not exaggerating. I saw it happen. That's unusual. That's one extreme. The other extreme is people who just do things without thinking at all. I'm not advocating that either. But what I'm saying to you is this. You can take a little time, look at the layout of the land, so to speak, consider your options, and then make a decision and go. Remember, very few things in life are totally irreversible. Even if you make a decision that's not right, oftentimes you can walk it back and then take another direction. But I will say this to you, if you expect to live a life of productivity, a life of fun, then you cannot stay in your head with your thoughts swirling and swirling and swirling and swirling. You can't live that way. So what I'm saying to you is this. Monitor yourself. If this is the kind of life that you're leading, in other words, not being able to make a decision, I have a piece of advice for you. Get out of your head! Gents, gals, people in the audience, I advise you as I always do. Drink! And drink abundantly from the fountain of life. See you next time! Wait! I advise you to look at my video called Break Out of the Box. It dovetails very well with the material that I have just presented. See you next time!